Come to Remora TC to trade like a shark and not get eaten by one. Let's school together to protect and grow our money. Hi everybody, it is Wednesday, July 23rd. I'm back to my normal recording location, home, and I've got 2 additional tickers to review with you today to go with the 10 that we've been looking at for the past couple of months. So let's get started. I've got the SPY here. From my recording on Sunday, I talked about this zone up here. A lot of price action going upward, but on the RSI, you can see that it is with bearish divergence. With today's all-time highs right here, you can see that the divergence continues. Now, I wouldn't say that this is an opportunity to go long, and I've been talking about this for a while. This is not the right time to go long due to the divergence. But if you were to take the same trade as the sharks, how might one play this? So I'm going to annotate it like this, show the underside of this price action. A break of this thin trend line would be a good entry short down to this support line. Now, my preferred entry short is actually down here where I put the red annotation. It goes with this, this trend line here. Okay, this one. And that would be a nice entry short for me. But another spot, if you were to play it a little bit in the near term, it would be underneath this trend line here. But for now, let's just see how price moves. I'm going to slide these arrows to the right. My overall direction for SPY is unchanged. It's still to the downside. There's greater risk reward to follow the sharks for this downside move. Okay, so that is the SPY. Switching to triple Qs, you can see my annotation here with the recent sell indication by the sharks. All-time highs has moved up, of course. I'll go like that. I'm just going to get rid of some of these annotations here, like that. Okay, clean things up a little bit so we can observe the action a little bit more easily. The overhead resistance remains in play. You can see that. So from Sunday's video, the overhead resistance here, still there. And my general direction for SPY is to the downside. Now I'm zooming into the RSI here. And you can see that the bearish momentum got burned through right there. I'm just going to annotate that small circle here. Now, why do I do that? I do that because the price action is not as as my trading strategy with momentum can predict. But right now, it's not working. But my conviction remains in play. I still feel that the better risk reward is to the downside. So my annotations are just sliding over to the right. Okay. That's triple Qs for you. Onto the gold play. We can see that the price action from Sunday, my prediction on Sunday was, this is the last bit of data I had, which was the Friday, the red candle. And on Sunday I said lower prices, and I didn't even talk about this dashed line up here as resistance. You can see on Monday, price did a breakout. Tuesday, pushed through this dashed line up here. I'm going to make this a straight horizontal line. And then you can see it come back down and use it as support today. So the question you should ask me, because this was a new high here, is what's going to happen? Well, I'm zooming out. And you can see that the bearish momentum just increases. It gets more bearish. Okay. So whereas price action continued to move up here, momentum continued to go downward. Based on that, I'm not changing my direction on GDX. I'm going to just slide this over. Okay. Now the question that you should ask me is when? When is the entry? So let's look at this. I'm going to draw a line like this. Excuse me here. Get rid of this real quick. Okay. I'm going to go that for now. Okay, that's only a 3-point touch. I discount this one, this red candle. I discount it, unless we look at the hourly. Let's take a look at the hourly, just for the sake of discussion, as a learning opportunity. All right, so you can see on the hourly, it opened above, got pushed right down. So I guess this is a legitimate rejection point. So that's one. This is another set of rejection points. Let's go back to the daily. Okay. So this hourly open, rejection, next open, and it finally closed here on this trend line, along this trend line resistance. So yeah, so I would say this is legitimate. This line right here is legitimate. I'm going to make it a little bit darker for the sake of clarity for you, all of you. So this is resistance. Make this line here. Okay, that's resistance. So yeah, lower prices for GDX. Okay, if you can get an entry short here to go with the sharks, that would be really nice. A really nice entry. Let me just slide this up a little bit. Okay, so target at least down to this support here at 50, and then we'll see what happens next. That's GDX for you. Switching to MicroStrategy, what I said on Sunday, Sunday's candle would be, let's see, this is the Friday close, which is this big red candle. Sunday I said, it's possible they might push it up a little bit above this thick black line here, only for it to come back down, right? Hence my longer blue arrow here. They didn't push it up there very far, okay? They played with it on Monday a little bit, tested the resistance there. Tuesday, Wednesday, you can see prices continue to go down. I mean, the main point is all of this bearishness right here. Okay, all of this bearishness. So, yeah, I should even put a third shark here because it goes with this bearishness up here. Okay. So 3 sell indications by the sharks. A lot of price action to bring price back up. But I think this might be it. This is the bigger move down. Okay. Because of all of this divergence. And you can even see as I move it up that one shark signal here, another shark signal here, another shark signal here. Add all of them up, you get this long bearishness and divergence and momentum. Okay. So still lower prices for MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. Microsoft on the weekend, Sunday, I said this would be resistance right here, this line here. Sure enough, what is this? This is Tuesday. So Monday, they kept it up a little bit on Monday. Tuesday, they sold it. Wednesday, okay, it's underneath this resistance line. I'm just going to slide this resistance over. Okay, so actually I'm going to delete this one. redraw it. The one that's in play now is this one. Okay, so that's the resistance line. Further low prices for Microsoft. If you're in this long, take your profits, be happy. Take your profits, but lower prices coming for Microsoft still. Okay. The 200 days down here. I'll just kind of extend it over. I think it'll come back over or something like that. Okay. That's Microsoft. NVDA, very similar. NVIDIA. I did draw this long, black, thick line. It goes back quite a bit. Let's go to the weekly. Okay. Goes all the way back to May of last year. So that's a battleground, this trend line. We can see that the price action over the past couple of days, especially on Tuesday, sold down. Today, gapped it up. It's up here. I still feel the resistance and entry for the best risk reward is along this, underneath this thick black line. Okay. This move here is really just price action, not a lot of volume. You can see that. Yeah, not a lot of volume. In fact, as we zoom out, look at this. You can see that, volume was waning. There's more volume at the beginning of 25, and it's getting lower and lower. Okay, so the sharks are really poised to get out. All right. That's NVIDIA. I did circle this here. Let's pause for a second. I made this circle here to say, well, there isn't bearish divergence at this moment, but it's coming. There will be more bearish divergence. Okay. Tesla price action. On Sunday, I said likely they'll push it back up to hit this resistance line, and sure enough, they did that. So here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, hit the resistance. Low volume even on earnings. Further low prices is my suggestion for those who are wanting to join the trade with the sharks. Okay, this is not the time to go long. I'm gonna get rid of this real quick just to clean things up. All right, that is Tesla. Palantir continues to hold a little bit. You can see this. It's moving up in this rising wedge. So here's the wedge. Okay, looks like a pizza slice moving up. So the resistance zone is the top part of the wedge. It's here. This is all resistance. And you can see that there is a lot of divergence in the RSI down here. So really, we're just in this zone of, I'll call it euphoria. People are just super happy. I'll just move the all-time high sign over here. It's over there. But this is not the time to go long. Okay. So heed my words. The sharks have already told each other to get out. So further low prices for Palantir. You just have to find the right risk-reward entry if you're going to join the sharks for the downside move. A risk-reward area would be a short here. The next one would be to wait till price gets below the purple trend line to take a short underneath the trend line. Okay, right there. The long entry, DIX. DIX continues to move up. Now, I'm out of the trade. I want to get back into it. And I'm waiting for the right re-entry. So I made the annotation on Sunday for an entry here along the top part of this gap fill, or down here along this trend line here. All right, that would be a nice entry long. Now, as we're moving to the right here, let's see what comes into play. I guess this, I'm going to remove this now. This and this one. Maybe that's a little bit too far of a stretch for it to get down there. So perhaps the better entry would be along here and maybe along the 200-day. Okay, so the top part of the 200-day. I'll make this green. All right, so changing my analysis a bit on this one. Ultimately, my exit is up here. I want to take the trade, follow it all the way up here. Okay, that would be really nice. And the reason why I'm out of the trade, there's all this divergence that's begun. So I don't want to hang around with the divergence. Let price come back down to a nice entry point for me, and then I'll take another long. That's the Dick's trade. Switching to the two additional tickers, let's look at Northrop Grumman. This is a defense contractor. I'm zooming out to the 200-day here. 200-day, excuse me, to the weekly chart here. I made some annotations for folks to take a look at. It's a little bit messy, to be fair. But let's look at the time frame between 2022 and where we are now. There's this long-term trend line here, okay, in purple. And then I made some annotations up here with a thicker black line, this one, and then some shark signals here. So let's take a look at the signals real quick. The sell signal for the sharks, let's see here, is on the daily. Let's put the daily chart here. So the daily chart, okay, right here, you see all of this divergence that built up. Price came back up, reclaimed this thick black line, this thick one here, on this day, and boom, you can see a lot of divergence. Divergence here, but then additional divergence here, and then the selling began. Okay, so that's the signal here to get out. The signal to get back into the trade was over here. When price broke down underneath this purple trend line, sharks began to inform each other on this candle here. Move this over a bit. This green candle right here, which is on 21st of February, to get back in. And that was the momentum change that pushed price all the way up. This move here, big gap down, the big sell here, okay, was due to divergence. I didn't annotate it, but let me just zoom in to show you. See the divergence here? Okay, tiny bit of divergence, and that was the sell signal. And why that's important is because it came right into resistance. Okay, so it came into resistance, divergence appeared. The next day was a price held. Okay, this red candle held. But due to the divergence, which you would have seen the day before at the close, that, maybe you should have gotten out of the trade, your long trade, because the next day was an opportunity to get out before they gapped it down and closed it all the way down here. Let's see, how big of a move was this? From the close here to the close here. So that's about a 12% move down, okay? So you could have preserved 12% of your position there. Now, let me add the shark here real quick just to be consistent. Okay, so this was the shark sell signal. Now, where was the entry? Is there another entry to go long? There is not. So all of this price action here, including today's price action, all of this is just consumer, retail, investor price action back up into resistance. So I circled this here, circled this here. So the sell signal came here with this shark. And so all of this price action, people are excited. They're jumping back in. They're wanting to go long. They're praying and hoping. And Those of you who follow my channel, and my dog agrees that this is not the time to go long. So right here, I'm going to annotate the red resistance line right below it. Let's make this red. And then I want to make note of this circle here that I put. Okay, my dog's here. Thank you. Okay, he's jumping around. You can see him. He's my watchdog. He's like, watch out for the sharks. He just said that. Okay, he's looking out for the sharks right there. And what's happening up here is likely we will get maybe 1 or 2 more days of upward price action that will create divergence down here. Okay, I'm calling it divergence. So a shark will show up here. They're fishing for us. There's a fishing emoji. The sharks are baiting the waters. I'm gonna put this here. The bait. Okay, they're baiting us. And my dog says, hey, don't get tricked into becoming bait. Okay, they're casting bait out there to try to get you to buy in to go long, but they're gonna sell their positions, take their profit. That's NOC, Northrop Grumman. Switching to one more ticker, General Motors. This one has similar behavior. I'm going to switch to the weekly real quick, just to give you a feel for how it looks. Okay. Northrop Grumman. Now, I do want to highlight this zone down here because this was an entry long. Okay. So this is the momentum change. Momentum change, just annotated down here. Zoom out real quick. There. So this is the momentum change in the August, September, November timeframe of 23. You see price action going down, momentum change, sharks signaling one another to go long. Okay. And this would have been a really nice entry to go long. Because if you got in there, yeah, over 100% increase. Okay, I had to move my dog out of the room. He was so passionate about watching out for getting baited by the sharks, you know, throwing the chum into the water so that we'd all jump in to go long. And he's adamant, watch out for the chum. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the position now. What are we going to do? The price action right now. So here we are. General Motors is coming up into this resistance zone. I drew this line here. This is resistance. So today's price action, you know, yesterday and today, let's look at yesterday first. Yesterday's price action was in resistance. Okay. You can see the bearish divergence down here with the shark signal here to say, hey, they're getting out. And here was their sell. The sharks took their profit on this red candle yesterday, which was, how many? Excuse me, get rid of that. So yesterday's was 33 million shares, okay? So whereas every other day here was, you know, under 10 million, then they said, all right, boys, let's take our profits, go on vacation. So they took their profits, went on vacation. Now, medium-sized fish, not the big fish, medium-sized fish, jumped back in, okay? I don't think these are the big boys, okay? Because the volume, 25 million shares versus yesterday's 33 million shares, and it's coming right back into resistance with no change in momentum down here. There's no change in momentum. The direction is downward, okay? So this, in fact, is a good entry if you were to take a short with the sharks, because this is a selling zone. That would be a really good selling zone. To the 200-day, 7%, but I think the support is down here. So about a 15%, okay? It won't happen right away. It'll probably come over somewhere over here. So it won't be 15%. Okay, 15% over here or so. Okay, but that would be the play. So I'm going to look for a nice entry tomorrow. They'll probably gap it up or push it up anywhere near this 53.72 zone. Anywhere just underneath that during the day. I mean, I'll have to watch the price action, and then I'll take a short. Okay, so that's the best risk reward from my standpoint for General Motors. So the two tickers I added today, GM and Northrop Grumman, both to the short side. I mean, a lot of tickers are to the short side from a risk reward standpoint. Okay, so I hope you appreciate GM and Northrop Grumman as two additions. Please like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, click the notification bell. And as always, good luck with your trades.